Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Facebook. Hope you guys are well and happy. Yes, this is for the people. That is my second live video today. The first one I couldn't really hear because it was too much windy, so I'm just trying to do something with settings. So hopefully you guys can hear me better. If you guys can't, just comment below so I can just change something up. It is pretty windy here in Sydney today, so yeah. Anyways, guys, what I was saying for the people that were listening before, I was talking about fat loss tips. Obviously, we're all going through this pandemic now at the moment, and I'm just trying to be here to help you guys achieve whatever it is, a muscle building or fat loss. And yes, you can still build muscle during this pandemic, even though we're doing home workouts, resistant workouts. I understand it's a lot different from the gyms, but we're gonna understand we can still achieve results. Why in this pandemic? Yeah. Now, obviously, we got to understand. I'm getting a lot of questions on Instagram as well as Facebook lately about, Damien, can you please help me with some awesome fat loss tools to help me keep losing body fat while in this pandemic? So I thought, why not do a Facebook Live? This is my first Facebook Live I've done, so it's really good to chat with you guys. And if you guys got any more comments after I do my Facebook Live, I'll try and answer most of your comments now in the morning. So if you guys got any comments, please let me know. I can answer this after the video. Anyways, guys, let's get into it. So obviously you have to understand fat loss, okay? Now, fat loss is great tool, can help you lose body fat. But you guys need to understand, there's no best training protocol out there or nutrition protocol, okay? The best thing to do is put yourself in a calorie deficit. Now, as you all probably spoke about or probably hear about, or even me talking about, is calorie deficit is number one to help you lose body fat. It is, okay? Put yourself in a calorie deficit is definitely going to help you lose body fat. It is very, very important to put yourself in a calorie deficit. Otherwise, you will not lose body fat, okay? Now, a lot of coaches say just calorie deficit, but I'm just going to go a bit more further into it, okay? Because there's probably some people out there that do not know what calorie deficit is. Most important is, how do you put yourself in a calorie deficit? Cool? This is why I'm going to help you, okay? So my DG coaching is going to help you. And also, guys, I am in the works of creating my own app now at the moment, which I'm very, very excited about at the moment. So with my app, I'm creating an online training platform, okay? Which is going to be training people, not just in Sydney, all around Australia and all around globally as well. So I'm very, very excited to have that system underway, because it's just a great way to attack people over the world and train people over the world. So cannot wait for that system to come through. So I'll let you guys further. Anyways, back to fat loss, okay? So obviously, we know calorie deficit is the number one. So how to put yourself in a calorie deficit. Now, you've got to focus on something called TDEE. Probably heard it about it. So what it is total daily energy expenditure. What that is that's a number that calculates everything that you burn. Anyway, from your BMR, through your resting heart rate, your NEAT levels, so your non-exercise. When you're walking, you're doing non-exercise as you're fidgeting and stuff like that. Obviously, heart rate, your digestive system as well as your physical activity, okay? So what that is, you get that number that's calculated. So how many calories you actually burn in one whole day. Once you understand the number, it makes things so much easier. If it's putting on weight, if it's losing weight, as well, or if you guys want to maintain as well. So finding that number is great and very, very important for everyone listening, okay? It makes things so much easier, okay? So once you work out your TDEE, so simply what you guys want to do is how to find out your TDEE, just go and Google, write TDEE, the first link that pops up, click on it. It's going to ask you a few range of questions. It's going to probably ask you for your height, your weight, your age, as well as your activity level. It will ask you for your body fat percentage. You do not have to write that in unless you really know your body fat percentage, okay? So from there, sorry guys, yeah, so from where you want to do once you find out your TDEE, so what you want to do once you find out your TDEE, so what you're going to do, that's going to determine how many calories you actually burn in one full day, okay? Now, if we're talking about fat loss, which the topic is today, what you guys want to put yourself is at a 5, 10, or 15, or 20% decrease through that maintenance, okay? How many calories you burn a day is maintenance, okay? So obviously, aligning maintenance. So let's just say the TDEE was 2,000 calories. So I burn 2,000 calories in one full day. Right? So from there, that's going to be my maintenance. So if I burn 2,000 calories a day and I eat 2,000 calories a day, I'm going to maintain, right? Now, if I burn 2,000 calories a day, but at 2,500 calories a day, I'm in a calorie surplus, meaning weight gain. Now, if I want to lose calories, so I burn 2,000 calories a day, but I'll probably eat 1,500, I'm in a calorie deficit. So that's for people that want to lose weight. Calorie deficit is the one you want to be focusing on. So first of all, work out your TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. From there, you can put yourself in a 5, 10, 15% deficit cut, and then monitor your body through photos, the way you look, the way you feel, your energy. And then from there, you can determine, okay, I want to put myself in a lower calorie deficit. I want to drop my calories just a bit lower. My advice as a coach is to drop your calories very, very slow. Where a lot of people go wrong, they drop their calories too fast, too low. They might drop their calories by, 8 to 900, a significant drop, aggressive drop. Now from there, they will lose body fat, okay? But after a while, they might get sick of it. They're going to get cravings, especially coming from a person that's eating this much to eating this much. You're going to see a significant difference in your energy. Your energy is going to decrease. Your sex drive is going to decrease. You might find yourself a bit more less positive throughout the day. You're going to find yourself a bit more lazier because you don't have enough energy, enough fuel to get up and get moving throughout your day. So there is positive and negatives with fat loss as well. But the best thing to do, if you guys want to lose body fat, take your time throughout the cut. Put yourself in a 5, 10%, doesn't matter. It might be a slower way to drop body fat. It is better. 1, you'll probably retain your muscle mass. 2, you feel so much better. And number 3, you probably stick to it, okay? A lot of people don't stick to diets because they drop their calories too low. And obviously they take away the foods from their diet. Guys, another thing about dieting as well. First of all, you put in this calorie deficit, but understanding the foods that you're eating in the calorie deficit is important, okay? Now, me as a coach, if someone comes along and says, Damien, I want to lose weight, but I still enjoy my chocolate and I still enjoy my wine, which most people do these days. Me as a coach, I will make sure I will continue to have a diet plan or tell my customers, educate my clients that you can still lose weight by having chocolate, by having carbohydrates meals, that pizza and stuff like that. That's where a lot of coaches go wrong, and that's where a lot of people fail with their diets because they take away the fun out of a diet. Remember, guys, a diet should be fun. It should be enjoyable, and it should be a great, successful experience, right? So the best thing to do is if you put yourself in a calorie deficit, okay? First of all, put yourself in a calorie deficit. Now the foods, yeah? Then you can have that wine, you can have that chocolate, but you just have to make sure that those foods or those snacks fit into your calories. Okay, that's very, very important. Now, that's why tracking is very important. When tracking your foods, tracking your calories, how many calories you have in a day, because it's hard to find out how many calories in a day. That's why there is no difference between good as well as bad foods, okay? There's no difference between good and bad foods, okay? There might be good foods that contain a shitload of calories. There might be bad foods that contain a low amount of calories. So it really determines how you feel on those calories as well. But you've got to understand there's no difference between good and bad foods. The best thing to do is approaches are something called flexible dieting. Flexible dieting is having a approach where you do enjoy yourself throughout the day, but also you eat quite healthy, okay? You have you fit your macronutrients, you do all those awesome things as well. For me, as my diet now at the moment, I am in a bit of a calorie deficit, a slight calorie deficit. I don't want to be in too much of a calorie deficit because I'm not worried about looking shredded, looking lean, Instagram lean, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm just happy just to stay lean, kind of maintain my body weight, put on a bit of muscle if I can. It's very hard to put on muscle now because I've got to put myself in a calorie surplus, and I probably will put on a bit of body fat while I'm in a calorie surplus. So I thought I'm just going to maintain. I'm feeling good. My energy's feeling good. I'm feeling healthy. My relationship's great. I'm feeling great, right? So I'm in a calorie deficit. So what I'm doing is sometimes I have Maccas in the morning. Sometimes I go for that glass of wine. I have that chocolate. Yes, it's probably not the best choices, but those foods fit into my calories, which is very, very important. If those foods fit into your calories, you have won. You will not put on body fat whatsoever if you are in a calorie deficit, yeah? So the best thing to do is, number 1, put yourself in a calorie deficit. Number 2, download a tracking app. I recommend MyFitnessPal to all my customers or to my clients. From there, put the TDEE minus by that 5-10%, implement that into the calories, and from there just aim for that number every single day. Okay? Now the foods that we're going to have, enjoy yourself along the way, okay? Don't cut out all those bad foods. when you cut out those bad foods, you're probably not going to stick to the diet. You're going to hate it because you're going to be thinking, obviously, I'm used to eating this every single day. But now that I'm a deficit, I can't even eat nothing. Okay, that's when you're going to probably stop. And that's where you're going to be like, fuck it, I want to go back to eating this much. Okay, that's when you kind of blow out. You get negative in the mindset. So the best thing to do is put yourself in a slight deficit. Okay, and still enjoy your foods, but probably have to reduce everything a bit more. So if you're going for that one bottle of wine a day, probably got to aim for half or even a bit less. Okay, but make sure you guys enjoying your diet. Very, very important. Okay, so we established that, which is very good. Now, we've got to also establish optimizing fat loss, where a lot of coaches and a lot of people don't talk about, okay? Calorie deficit is number one, but there's so much more to go with it, okay? Now, a lot of coaches don't talk about sleep, stress, digesting, gut health, sun exposure, training. All those things are very, very important to optimize fat loss, as well as calorie deficit is obviously the main thing to help you drop body fat. But there's so much more you guys are going to have to include into your fat loss, which is going to make fat loss so much easier. You probably drop fat, your rate in which you drop body fat will be so much faster as well if you do these things and listen up. Okay, so first of all, sleep. As we know, sleep is so important. Now, I've talked to some of my friends these days and a few other people, and it sounds like a lot of people are sleep deprived. Okay, meaning not getting enough sleep. Now, sleep, we want to be aiming for at least 8 hours a day, 8 hours a night. But we want to aim for the REM of 3 to 4 hours sleep, so that deep sleep. Doing that deep sleep is very important. When you get that deep sleep, we all know after a good sleep, you wake up fresh, energized, you feel great. You don't run to that morning coffee to wake you up. You're like, I can hold off on my coffee a bit later throughout the day. Okay. Now, when you get shit sleep, you wake up, you've got brain fog, you're tired, your eyes are puffy, you're a bit bloated in the morning, and you run to that coffee, you run to that beverage, you run to that certain ingredient that's going to wake you up and get the day started. Now, if you are doing that, that is the wrong thing to do. You shouldn't be waking up in the morning craving that coffee to get your day started. Okay. You should be waking up energized, motivated, positive, and ready to get started. That's why sleep is so important. When you get shit sleep, you're more stressed as well. When you sleep, your stress levels go through the roof. You're not prone to sticking to that diet. Your training's going to be off because your performance is going to be shit, right? You're not going to lift as heavy, or not going to hit PBs. You're not going to really stick to the sets and reps. You probably won't even have that mind to muscle connection, and you're more prone to injury, right? You're probably more prone to injury when you get shit sleep, right? I notice too, when I get shit sleep, I can't be bothered training today. I just want to eat carbohydrates and sit on a lounge and watch Netflix. Even if I've got some office work to do, I probably won't even do it, to be honest, because I'm just not motivated. So we all know sleep is very important. Okay. Now moving on to stress. Okay, sleep and stress kind of correlate. Yeah. Now obviously we understand stress is a big impact. Obviously now what's going on with COVID. Okay. Obviously we understand stress is a big it's very hard what's going on at the moment. So what happens when you stress? When you stress, your stress levels go through the roof. That increases an ingredient called cortisol. Okay, so cortisol is a stress hormone. Okay, when you get stressed, okay, what happens? You get water retention. You probably, guys, when you get stressed, you get less. Your mindset gets a bit more foggy. You feel less. You feel more bloated. You feel you probably feel watery. You don't look your best. You don't look lean, and you probably feel like, fuck, I feel like I put on 3 to 4 kilos. Yeah, I had this one client once that she was doing an exam, right? She was going through exams, and I guess HSC. She was very, very stressed out. So I was just talking throughout the week. So how you going? How Rebecca? How you going? This and that. She's like, Damien, I woke up this morning and I jumped on the scale, and I put on 3 kilos within the night. And she was stressing, and I knew what was kind of going on back in my mind, because she's very, very stressful person as well in general. But obviously HSC is not going to make it's going to be a big impact on the way she feels and her body image as well. So what happened there? She was very, very highly stressed out during exams. What was going on? Okay, she had her parents that were on the back trying to push for her ATAR, trying to do this, trying to do all this stress on top of her shoulders. So what happened there is her cortisol went through the roof. okay? The cortisol, remember, stress hormone. And what happens is she had a shitload of water retention, yeah? So that's why when she jumped on the scale the next morning, she had 3 to 4 kilos up because there was water retention. She looked very watery. She sent me a picture of her body the morning for a weigh-ins, and her body was completely off. She was very bloated, puffy in the face. Her skin wasn't looking good. And she can definitely see a significant change in her belly where she holds most of her body fat. Okay, it was a lot larger compared from 3 to 4 weeks ago when we actually weighed her in, got photos. So that's what happens with a cortisol, okay? So she was all stressing. So what we did after exams was finished, what happened was she actually dropped at least 5 to 6 kilos. Crazy, 5 to 6 kilos. I was in one night, dropped 5-6 kilos. That's all the cortisol, right? All the cortisol. Her stress levels went down after exams were done. She had no stress on her back, no parents on her back. Her stress levels just went boom, just straight down, and she was just not stressing whatsoever. And that's when she dropped all her water retention. She felt good. She felt great. Her performance was better. Her sleep was just so important. Her sleep was 10 times better. She was getting into deep sleep. She had no sleep throughout the exams whatsoever because all she was thinking about, ATAR, exams, parents on my back. It was just rotating in the back of her mind. She couldn't get herself in a deep sleep. So when she wakes up in the morning, she feels shit, negative mindset. She doesn't feel positive, okay? She was putting on a bit of weight because she was binging for those carbohydrates meals. So, guys, stress is very important, okay? I always educate my clients about stress. Stress. Really, if you guys are a stressful person out there and you are in a calorie deficit and losing body fat, your processes of losing body fat is going to be so much slower. The reason why, one, cortisol, and two, it's going to kind of block out. When you stress, it blocks out results. It blocks out from you building muscle. It blocks out for you dropping a body fat, okay? So the best thing to do is unblock that stress. How to unblock the stress is, number one, focus on where the stress is occurring from, okay? I understand this is a stressful stage for everyone. You got house, family, kids, whatever. I understand if it's a stressful stage for most of us now at the moment, okay? So the best thing to do is underline where the stress is occurring from. Where is the stress occurring from? Is it the family or this person? Remove negativity out of your life and you're going to notice a big significant difference in the way you feel, the way you look, your energy levels as well, okay? Now, what you want to also do is obviously reduce your stress. You want to get sun, okay? Try and find ways to increase your serotonin levels. Serotonin levels is found in the neurotransmitter, okay, in the brain. That what that does is relaxes the brain. When you get sun, how do you feel after like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of sun? You feel great. You feel cool. You feel after you get a tan, which is good. But you feel relaxed. You feel happy. You feel positive. You feel good, right? It's like having a high carb meal. You go for that pizza or that pasta. How do you feel after the pizza and pasta? You feel relieved. You feel relaxed. You feel chill. Like I don't give no fucks in the world, right? So what that does, that increases your serotonin levels, the relaxing, the feel-good hormones, okay? That's why I give to my clients, if my client's a bit more stressed at night, my clients cannot get into a deep sleep, I introduce carb backloading, but also carbohydrates. Sometimes I give my clients, hey, have 30 to 40 or 50 grams of carbs before you go to bed, and you're going to find yourself, you're going to feel less stressed. Serotonin goes up, less stress, you're going to find yourself you get into a deeper sleep. Also, you probably wake up a bit more energized because carbohydrates are sugars, so you probably find yourself waking up fresh, early, ready to go, especially having that morning workout. Bit of carbs in the system is great. So things like that make a massive difference, okay? So 20 minutes of sun a day, aim for 20 minutes of sun a day, okay? Another thing you want to do to help optimize fat loss as well is protein, okay? Now, as we all know, macronutrients, we have carbs, fats, and protein molecules all play a vital role in the body. How we look, how we feel, how our energy levels are. Obviously, we have carbohydrates as a sugar, okay? As it gives you energy, you're going to feel more sugary, but obviously different types of carbohydrates can help you get into a deeper, relaxing sleep. Fats, great for the skin, great for the health. Also another form of energy as well you can rely off. Obviously, when we don't have any carbohydrates in our system, we actually start burning through our fats as fuel. So it's energized as well. Okay, that's another thing about fat burners as well, where I'm not going to talk about now because I could rant about fat burners now at the moment. But the best thing to do during fat loss is having high protein meals. I'll explain why. If you're in a calorie deficit, If you're on a calorie deficit right now, you're probably going to feel hungry. You probably want to binge. You're probably starving every single hour, right? That's a great sign you are in a calorie deficit. So if you're hungry in a calorie deficit, you are in a calorie deficit. That's a really, really good sign that you are in a calorie deficit. Now, let's try and stop that binging. Let's try and get you satisfied to stop you eating more calories, okay? Number one, high protein has a thermic effect on food, meaning thermic effect on food is meaning when the protein gets broken down faster. It's a faster digestive to get actually broken down into the system. Okay, so when you consume protein molecules into your digestive tract, it takes longer for your digestive system to break down those protein molecules, meaning the body requires more energy to break down those protein molecules. The more energy that was required, the more calories you burn, right? So it's actually going to have a thermic effect on food. Not a massive difference, okay? But your body and your digestion system will burn more calories to break down those protein molecules. So high protein is great. Another thing is why high protein diet is great for fat loss is it keeps you fuller for longer. As we all know, some of you guys had a protein shake after your workouts. How do you feel? You feel satisfied, you feel full. You probably don't want to eat for the next 2-3 hours, right? If you guys having a protein shake, you must try it. You'll notice the difference. Okay, so what that does, having high protein diet is going to keep you fuller for longer, which is great. Okay, so I'm not just saying protein shakes, I'm saying protein in general keeps you fuller for longer. So just try and aim for at least, depends on your calorie deficit, it depends on what coach, it depends on your macronutrients, yes, but try and aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein every single meal if you can, and you're going to find yourself not binging on more food. You're going to find yourself full, you're going to find yourself satisfied, so you can make sure you are happy in a calorie deficit. Okay, there's nothing worse than being in a calorie deficit, fucking hungry off your nut, and you're just waiting for that meal to come, right? So high protein diet is the best. Now, another thing is water. As you know, fluids is very, very important, not just for our performance, for our muscle, lubricating our muscles so we don't get any injuries. Usually a lot of injuries recur to not enough water. The muscle's too dry, it snaps, you get tears, you get strains. You probably heard about that. Fluids are so important. Now with fat loss, fluids are important as well. Obviously oxidizes everything, gets the blood circulation moving a bit more. But obviously what it does, it keeps you fuller for longer as well. Now, another little tip you guys probably heard about is your body actually doesn't know if it's hungry or thirsty, right? Your body actually doesn't know if it's hungry or thirsty. So the best way to work that out is if you're hungry, okay? If you're going for a snack, you're hungry, what I want you to do is just try and have 1 to 2 glasses of water before you have that snack, before you have that meal. I'm guarantee that you'll probably eat less of that snack. Oh, you might not eat that snack at all because your body doesn't know if it's hungry or thirsty, okay? When you drink water, you feel satisfied. You don't feel as hungry. Okay, so it's another way. If you guys find yourself you're binging, you find yourself hungry all the time, have a lot of water. Water is great. It's the best thing to do. One, it gets you up your seat, increases your steps, which is great as well, and it keeps you fuller for longer as well. Okay, and you feel good when you're hydrated. You feel happy. You feel your performance goes through the roof as well. So it's very important to make sure you keep your fluids high and up. Okay, now. Obviously, we've spoken about stress, okay? Reducing your stress, okay? Getting some sun, obviously trying to get some more steps in, okay? Get some steps in. Now, obviously, resistance training is very, very important as well. Now, understand that we got, gyms are all shut now at the moment, which is unfortunate. Hopefully, they open up very, very soon. But the best thing that you kind of want to do is just trying to aim for 3 to 4 training sessions a week. Don't have to go more. If you got some resistance training, you can, okay? And guys, if you guys are on the other end that want to still build muscle while losing body fat, you still can. You can still build muscle while in doing resistance training, okay? I'll do another live video maybe tomorrow or the next day about how to build muscle during this pandemic, but you can still build muscle throughout this. But I'll leave that for another subject because that's another topic I can talk about, right? But we're talking about fat loss here, okay? So number one, guys, calorie deficit. Put yourself in a calorie deficit. Work out your TDEE, minus 5, 10, 15%. Make sure the fat loss is nice and slow. Take some progress photos. Ask yourself, how do I feel today? Okay. If I feel a bit more hungry, and maybe it's a good sign you're in a calorie deficit. Maybe take some photos. Maybe aim for every month. Every month, take some photos. How do I look? How do I feel? Maybe jump on the scale maybe once a week or every single day if you want to do that. Make sure it's exactly the same time in the morning. Take some photos, or make sure when you scale yourself, make sure it's the same time every single morning. okay? After you pass fluids, obviously. Also, what you want to make sure you do now to how to optimize fat loss, okay? Make sure you're getting 20 minutes of sun a day. Why? It's going to increase your serotonin, help you get into a deeper sleep, make you feel positive in the mind, okay? Less stress. Now, stress, try and reduce your stress. Understand where the stress is occurring from. Where's the stress occurring from? How to reduce your stress? Get more sleep, okay? Get more sleep. Now, obviously, focus on foods, okay? Don't have foods that are going to make you bloat. Don't make foods that are going to make you feel yucky, make you feel sluggish. You don't want those foods, okay? Digestive health is very, very important. Your gut health, okay? Now, I got some of my clients not having dairy or gluten, and they see a significant difference in their performance, the way they feel, how their brain function is. That might be something for you, okay? If you're feeling a bit sluggish, brain fog, your performance is not the best, you feel a bit bloated all the time, maybe try and take dairy or gluten away from your diet. You might see a different change, okay? That's something you guys can work that out. Like for me, I'm lactose intolerant, so I try and stay away from the milk, and I feel so much better. The worst thing to do is have a meal. I feel sluggish, I feel tired, I feel bloated. You know why? Because the gut is connected to the brain. The gut connected to the brain, okay? If you fix your gut up, your gut's working, it's moving right, you're having healthy foods, your gut's moving right, digestion is moving good, you're going to feel better in the mindset as well, okay? When you have a sluggish meal, an oily meal, a deep fried meal, your mindset's going to be, you might feel relaxed, which is a good thing, there's a positive out of it, but you're not going to feel, your performance is not going to be the best, right? You're going to wake up the next day, maybe feeling bloated. So really focus on the foods that suit your body the best, okay? Now, macronutrients as well. Probably thinking, what's the best macronutrients to have? Should I have a high protein meal? Should I have a high carb or high fats? Now, obviously, we spoke about protein has a thermic effect on food. So I recommend to have high protein meals. Okay. Now, should I have high carbs or high protein? Obviously, it depends. If you're in a calorie deficit, make sure those macronutrients and those calories are fit into those. The macronutrients make up your calories. Depends how you feel. If you feel great having high carbohydrates in the morning, go. If you feel like having low carbs in the morning, have low carbs. I like myself to have more low carbs in the morning because obviously carbs increase your serotonin. And when I wake up in the morning, I find myself if I have carbohydrates, I'm going to feel more relaxed, more tired in the morning. So I kind of take away the carbohydrates in the mornings, have my proteins and fats. So it really depends on how your body feels, how your body digests those foods as well. But definitely I recommend to have the high protein meals, okay? So sleep, try and for those 8 hours sleep, okay? How to increase your sleep, get off your phone, phone increases your blue light, okay? It's going to stop you if you get into a deep sleep, okay? Maybe read a book, have a cup of tea before bed, try and stay off your phone, even caffeine too. Okay, a lot of people are loving caffeine these days, right? So try and stay away from caffeine. Okay, remember caffeine stays in your system for 10 hours. 10 hours, caffeine stays in the system. Okay, so if you're having a coffee at like fucking 2 p.m., obviously it's gonna be hard for you to sleep at 8 or 9 o'clock, right? So I recommend your last coffee should be at least 12. Okay, 12 o'clock. If you're going to bed at 8, you're going to bed at 8, 9, 10. The coffee should be out. Depends if you're having a double shot. So guys, caffeine, I understand caffeine's great. It's good. It's a good ingredient to get you going for the day. But just watch out because that could be a key factor to stop you getting into a deeper sleep. So maybe take the caffeine away as well, okay? Apart from that, guys, get some sun, feel good, feel positive. I know this pandemic shit now at the moment. If you guys are in a calorie deficit and you're feeling shit, maybe put yourself in a maintenance. Give yourself a bit of a rest. Maintenance, give yourself a bit of a rest. Let your body recover more. Then put yourself back in a deficit. It depends how you want to look, okay? You don't always have to look good for other people. Do it because of you, right? Anyways, guys, hope you guys are well and happy. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys got any more questions on your mind you want to ask me, please drop below any questions and I'll try and get to you as soon as possible. But I'm going to try and do these Facebook Lives more often. The next topic I'll probably talk about is building muscle throughout this pandemic. So make sure you guys stay tuned. If you guys got any questions, please let me know. But remember, happy Tuesday. Stay strong, stay positive, and we will get through this as a team. See you guys. Bye-bye.